So I have generated 10 random words. Embarrassment. It says embarrassment. I don't want to. Fine, I'll do this. Fine. Alright, let me get a good bedtime story song. Once upon a time, there was a train. This train did not carry people. It did not carry boxes. It did not carry cargo. It did not carry fuel. This train carried dreams, and it rode around the night sky far above the earth. And it rode in perfect unison with the rotation of the earth around the sun, so that no matter what part of the world it was above, it was always at midnight. No one knows how long this train had been running. It had no stops, no scheduled departure or arrival. It just ran and ran and ran. Most of us have never seen this train, but some of us, if we're very lucky and listen very carefully, can hear the churning roar of the engine, the groan and whine of the steel wheels, and the whoosh of air as it cuts through clouds, weaves around the summit of mountains, effortlessly navigates thunderstorms as they barrage it with an explosion of lightning and thunder. The train continues on, unstopped, uninterrupted. Only once in all of recorded history has the train ever stopped. No one remembers when it was exactly. In fact, the whole event is tricky to pin down in any kind of history, because when the train stopped, of course, so too did dreams. And without dreams, the world became distracted, unclear, unfocused, because the thoughts of waking life need some other thing to balance them out, something to link the days and nights together in an interconnected chain of ideas and images. Without those nighttime parts of the chain, the whole arrangement became jangled. And no one has met them, but there is a train conductor who rides at the front of the train. And as you can imagine, this stoppage was nothing short of a catastrophic embarrassment for them. They tried to discover what had stopped the train. Was it a problem with the engine? Had something inexplicably fallen in front of the train and gummed up the wheels? And they got out and circled the train, high up in the clouds. But everything seemed right. The polish on the chrome was still flawless. The wheels were unobstructed. And so they got back into the train and started going through the cars. And in each car there were different dreams. The conductor, of course, had seen all this before. There was the nightmare car, which was invariably very noisy and quite upsetting to inspect. So of course the conductor did this as infrequently as possible. There were the cars that held the dreams for very small children. Sometimes the conductor would get stuck in these cars because the dreams were so big and vague and enveloping that the conductor would often become mesmerized, almost hypnotized, but they pushed through nonetheless. Car after car, dreams of success, dreams of romance, dreams of mystery, dreams of insanity. Until finally they reached the last car of the train. The conductor suddenly realized that they could never remember visiting this car before. But that couldn't be right. They had inspected this train for as long as there had been a train. How could they have never gone to the back car? The conductor slid the door open and stepped inside the last car. And in the car were no jangling nightmares, no sultry visions, just an old woman quietly knitting, stitch after stitch, on a pattern of yarn that somehow never seemed to get any larger, no matter how many rows she added. And the conductor said, "Old lady, who are you? Why are you here? How have I never noticed that you were on the train?" And the old woman said, "But of course you have met me. Many times. You only don't remember me because it's quite common for people to forget their dreams." For this old lady, she was the dream of the conductor, who dreamed of not being alone on the train, who dreamed that there would be someone else there. She said, "You've met me many times, and every time I meet you in your dream, I hope that you will remember that you are not alone. But you wake up and you feel the same as you did before." And I realized that we simply would just have to meet directly face to face. And so the train had to stop, and you had to come back to see me. And I could tell you that you are not alone. And ever since that night, the train has chugged along smoothly and peacefully, run flawlessly by a conductor who knows they have a friend.